One thing is try to make a hobby and your profession be the same thing. Work on something you like. If you have to spend a lot of time working, you should like it. If you like it, you probably will do a good job, and you also will enjoy it, which is very important. Pedro de Ayala, hardware developer. When you've been working on a concept that started as an idea in your head, and that all takes time, no? And when you finally have a board in your hands, assembled, and you start testing it, it's really, really satisfying to see that the things you planned did work. Some things don't work as expected, so some things, but it is also challenging to find a way to solve them. You always have to be thinking about complexity, so you should always try to do the simplest solution that solves the problem, and that is a very big limitation also. If you get too complex, usually complex things don't work so well. You can have a solution in your mind, you can be sure that it will work, and it could get discarded, because since doing hardware is long term, you have to make good decisions early, and maybe sometimes that decision is made in a group and it could not fit with what you think. Omicron is a company that manufactures and designs electrical testing equipment, and my job here is designing the hardware of those equipment. Usually I work in my office and solving problems. Some of them you can anticipate, some of them arise as the result of tests you make or things you realize. That idea you have, you try to bring it to reality, you try to plan it and think in a more specific way how would you do it, no? Usually it involves finding some parts that you can use to work with, drawing schematics, sketching up ideas, getting it more specific, and then you can pass your work to someone that will design the board. No? I'm usually working a lot with computers, of course, CAD designs, electronic CAD, also MATLAB, mathematical programs. There are really a lot of different software that you need to use, but a lot also paper and just sketching ideas and finding the nice concepts, and that's a lot in your head. I grew up in Spain. I also spent a couple of years in the UK. When I was 7 years old, I studied mostly school in Spain until I was 18, and then I studied electronic engineering. It took me 5 years in Spain. I was working also most of the time in Spain, and the things I was doing in Spain professionally were very challenging and were very limited. So I wanted to seek for other opportunities in more innovative places, and that's when I found Omicron. It looked like a nice place, and I've been here for the last 10 months now. You don't need to go through the same level of education that I did. But you definitely, being a technical subject, you need some technical education. It's also very important to like what you're doing, to be passionate about what you are doing. And I think with a different level of education, you can perfectly compensate if you're interested and the field is something that motivates you.